Good morning everyone. നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന വേവ് ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക്സ് ഓൺ ഫൈനൈറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ ആണ്. അപ്പം കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സുകളിൽ നമ്മൾ ജനറൽ സൊല്യൂഷൻ ഫോർ എ ടൈം ഹാർമോണിക് വൺ ഡയമെൻഷണൽ ഹെൽമോൾട്ട്സ് ഇക്വേഷൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, സോ അതിൻ്റെ ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ നമുക്ക് ഡിറൈവ് ചെയ്തപ്പം വി ഏബിൾ ടു ഗെറ്റ് എ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഇക്വേഷൻസ് കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ടു വി ഓഫ് സെഡ് പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ നമ്മൾ സർക്യൂട്ട് എലമെൻ്റ് ആയിട്ട് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്ന കേസിൽ സോ വി ആർ കൺസിഡറിങ് the transmission equation solutions as okay, so ഒരു ടൈം ഹാർമോണിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ടൈം ഹാർമോണിക് വൺ ഡയമെൻഷണൽ ഹെൽമോൾട്ട്സ് ഇക്വേഷന്റെ സൊല്യൂഷൻ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്തു അതിന്റെ ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻസ് ആർ സോ ദ ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ് ഫോർ ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈനിന്റെ കേസിൽ the one dimensional time harmonic Helmholtz equation solutions can be V of Z which is equal to V0 plus e raised to minus gamma Z plus V0 minus e raised to gamma Z. So this is positive. So similarly അതിന്റെ current component എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് which is equal to I0 plus e raised to minus gamma Z plus I0 minus e raised to gamma Z എന്ന്. Okay, then നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കി അതിന്റെ I of Z with respect to V of Z എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we will be getting the characteristic impedance which can be represented as V0 plus I0 plus which is equal to minus V0 minus divided by I0 minus, okay, which is equal to Z0. Okay, the Z0 എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ് ഒരു characteristic impedance ആണെന്ന് പറയാം. സോ ഈ ഒരു കൺസിഡറേഷനിൽ നമ്മൾ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്തിരുന്നത് ഒരു ഇൻഫൈനൈറ്റ്ലി ലോങ്, അവിടെ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ലെങ്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു ഫൈനൈറ്റ് ലെങ്ത് നമ്മൾ ഡിഫൈൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻസിന്റെ കേസിൽ. സോ വി കൺസിഡർ ആസ് എ ഇൻഫൈനൈറ്റ്ലി ലോങ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ ആണ് എന്നാണ് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. സോ വിച്ച് ഈസ് മൂവിങ് അലോങ് എന്താണ് പ്ലസ് ഡയറക്ഷനിൽ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഇൻഫൈനൈറ്റ്ലി ലോങ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ ആണ് എന്നുള്ളതായിരുന്നു നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു പോയിന്റിൽ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇതിലെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ടേം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്, സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ട്രാവലിംഗ് വേവ് പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റിംഗ് അലോങ് പോസിറ്റീവ് സെഡ് ഡയറക്ഷൻ. സെക്കൻഡ് വൺ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ് വിച്ച് ഇസ് എ traveling wave which is moving on minus z direction, that means it's a reflected wave. This one is the incident wave. So this is an incident wave and this is a reflected wave in that perspective. Okay, so reflected wave will be zero when it's infinitely long transmission line ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം ഈ ഒരു ടേമിനെ നെഗ്ലക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. കാരണം എന്താണ്, so there will be any boundary where we can the wave will be reflected back. So there will be no reflection when the line is infinitely long along plus z direction. So we can consider this term can be neglected in that state. Okay, so we have a incident wave and a reflected wave. For infinitely long case we can neglect the reflected wave. Okay, so same നമ്മളൊരു ഫൈനൈറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഓക്കെ, സോ വെൻ യു ഹാവ് എ മാച്ചിങ് കണ്ടീഷൻ, നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ തന്നിട്ടുള്ള എന്താണ് ഒരു ഫൈനൈറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ ആണ്. ഒരു ഫൈനൈറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ ലെങ്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ് പ്രീ ഡിഫൈൻഡ് ആണ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് യു ക്യാൻ സീ ദാറ്റ് z is equal to 0 at one point and which is equal to z is equal to L. So there is a boundary 0 and L എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് നമ്മുടെ ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈൻ എന്താണ് ഒരു ബൗണ്ടറി സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. So it's starting from 0 and ending at L. And similarly we can consider z dash is equal to 0 and z dash is equal to L. Z dash is equal to L എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ് which is corresponding to the reflected wave. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു വേവ് ഈ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് എത്തിയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് റിഫ്ലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ then we can consider z dash is equal to 0. At this point considering z dash will be equal to 0, z dash will be equal to L on the reflected wave in the case. Okay, so ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സർക്യൂട്ട് എലമെന്റ് പോലെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇതിനെ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. So we have voltage here. Okay, then we have a Zg as the impedance resistance here, and we have a load resistance, and the finite transmission line end at, okay, or it connected to a load resistance at the L, okay, where ZL represent the starting point corresponding, or load resistance we can say in represent, and its gamma represent the propagation constant. Z0 is a characteristic impedance of this transmission line, and Vi and Zi as input and impedance and output input impedance. We have a load impedance, sorry, Vi is a input voltage and Zi is the input impedance, and we have a load load impedance and a current value, input load current and a voltage, load voltage as well. Okay, so this is the finite transmission line ഒരു ബേസിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഫോർമുലേഷൻ ആണ് ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾക്ക് തന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. സോ നമുക്കറിയാം Z is equal to L എന്ന് പറയുന്ന കേസിൽ നമുക്കൊരു ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ലൈനിന്റെ ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക് ഇംപിഡൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? സോ വി ഹാവ് ടു സീ എ ലോഡ് ഇംപിഡൻസ് അറ്റ് ZL എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക് ഇംപിഡൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ദ ലെങ്ത് ഓഫ് ദ ലൈൻ ഈസ് L എന്നാണ് അല്ലേ. സോ ദ ലെങ്ത് ഓഫ് ദ ലൈൻ ഈസ് L and the sinusoidal voltage Vg by 0 with an internal impedance. So Vg എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? സിനുസോയിഡൽ സോഴ്സിന്റെ വോൾട്ടേജ് ആണ്. Vg എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് Zg എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇന്റേണൽ ഇംപിഡൻസ് ആണ്. ദിസ് ഇസ് എ ഇന്റേണൽ ഇംപിഡൻസ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇന്റേണൽ ഇംപിഡൻസ്. ഓക്കെ, then it's called, so this internal impedance is connected at Z is equal to 0. We have voltage source with the internal impedance Zg is connected at Z is equal to 0. In such case, the load impedance also connected to the transmission line at ZL. So we have V by I at this point, where V by I, Z is equal to L will be equal to VL divided by IL, which is equal to ZL എന്ന് പറയാം. Okay, so this is also finite for transmission line characteristic impedance, and we have, when the lines are matched, what is a matching means? So matched condition when the load impedance is the complex conjugate of source impedance, okay, and the line matched when the impedance equal to the characteristic impedance. When the load impedance equal to characteristic impedance, at that time we can call it matching condition. When load resistance equal to characteristic impedance, then we can say it is a matching condition for the transmission line. Okay, so matching condition for a transmission line. Okay, so ZL should be equal to Z0. At that condition we can say this is matched. So in a LCR circuit and all, you already known about the matching condition. So you have to match the impedance of the load impedance to the characteristic impedance. Then you can say that these are the matched condition corresponding to that particular case. Okay, so what we have to see that what is ZL means. ZL means the load impedance, that is already we have represent. How do we get the V by I at Z is equal to L, which is called VL by IL, which is equal to ZL, can be noted down. Okay, so what we have to say about what is the importance of this matching condition. So if you have a matched condition, okay, you have a matched condition, that is ZL equal to Z0, then you can have a reflected wave. Okay, then there will be a reflected wave on that condition. Otherwise you will not be observing any reflected wave for the finite transmission line. For a matched condition ZL equal to Z0, there will be a reflected wave exists in the area. Reflected wave will exist. Okay, so for unmatched condition, we can say that there will be no reflected wave. Okay, for unmatched condition, no reflected, sorry, yeah, no reflected wave, it's fine. Okay, so that's the case. So if you have a matched condition, then you have a reflected wave. If unmatched condition, there will be no reflected wave in a finite transmission line. Now what we have at z is equal to 0, at z is equal to L, we have four unknowns: V0 plus, V0 minus, I0 plus, I0 minus. Okay, so Vi and Ii are the input and in terms of the condition at the load, and consider the later case. Now we will just apply the condition where we have z is equal to 0. Okay, so we have two boundary condition, then we have a general equation already we have seen. So at z is equal to 0, we know V of z will be equal to V0 plus V0 minus. Okay, similarly I of z is equal to I0 plus I0 minus. For z is equal to 0, z is equal to 0. Already we have seen the equation corresponding to that, that is V of z equal to, so here we can say that is equal to 0. Okay, so at z we have equation V0 plus e raised to minus gamma z, where we put z is equal to 0, they will be ending up this condition. Then similarly, if you go to z is equal to L, so what will be the equation? We will have at z is equal to L, we can say that it is VL, right? That we already have seen. Okay, then V0 plus e raised to minus gamma L plus V0 minus e raised to gamma L. So similarly, IL equal to V0 plus e raised to minus gamma L divided by Z0, okay, minus V0 minus Z0 e raised to gamma L. Okay, so now we have two equations, right? VL equal to V0 plus e raised to minus gamma L plus V0 minus e raised to gamma L. For IL, for current, load current, we have V0 plus e raised to minus gamma L divided by Z0 minus V0 minus Z0 e raised to gamma L. Now if you solve these two equations, you will be ending up to understand the V0 plus. So our main aim is to identify what is the V0 plus, V0 minus, I0 plus, I0 minus, which is a unknown quantities we already having. So by solving these two equations, we can get the V0 plus as, okay, which is equal to 1 by 2 VL plus ILZ0 e raised to minus gamma L. Sorry, e raised to positive ആണ്, e raised to plus gamma L ആണ് ഇവിടെ വരിക. Then similarly V0 minus will be having half VL. So VL plus V0, okay, so we already have half VL plus ILZ0 e raised to plus gamma L for V0 plus. For V0 minus, we can get the same equation in terms of, which will be equal to minus, okay, minus ILZ0 e raised to minus gamma L. Okay, so now we have these two equation. Okay, now we can substitute V0 plus and V0 minus in the, already we have seen the equation corresponding to VI. We already have VL by IL is equal to ZL, we have already have written, right? So if you substitute in that equation, now we will get the equation corresponding to in terms of ZL0. So that is V of Z is equal to, okay, V of Z is equal to, so V of Z will be equal to IL by 2, okay, that is ZL plus Z0 e raised to gamma e raised to gamma L minus Z plus okay. So we have ZL plus Z0 plus e raised to minus gamma L, okay, and e raised to minus gamma L minus Z plus ZL minus Z0, okay, e raised to gamma L minus Z, okay. Then similarly we'll get I of Z as IL by 2Z0 ZL plus Z0 e raised to gamma L minus Z minus ZL minus Z0 e raised to minus gamma L minus Z. Okay, so how do we get this? So we just substituted. So we have equation like here, right? So we have equation V0 plus half VL plus IL Z0 e raised to gamma L, V0 minus half VL minus IL Z0 e raised to gamma L. In that, if you substitute VL by IL equal to ZL, that equation we already know, right? So if you substitute this equation here, then you will be getting this, for this how the I of Z and V of Z. You can try it out by yourself. How do we get that equation? So it's actually coming from that equation as substituted in these two equations. Then we are getting V of Z and I of Z like this. So where L and Z appears together in the combination as L minus Z, and also we have a terminology which is called L plus Z, right? So we can take a new variable that is called L equal to, that is, we can introduce Z dash is equal to L minus Z, okay. Z dash is equal to L minus Z, which is a distance backward from the load, right? So Z dash എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് നമ്മൾ resistance consider ചെയ്യാം. So with that we will be getting V of Z is equal to V of Z dash will be equal to V of Z dash can be represented as IL by 2, okay, IL by 2 ZL plus Z0 e raised to gamma Z dash, right, plus ZL minus Z0 e raised to minus gamma Z dash, okay. So similarly I of Z dash is equal to, okay, we can write it as IL by 2Z0 ZL plus Z0 e raised to gamma Z dash plus, sorry, the minus on a minus ZL minus Z0 e raised to minus gamma Z dash, okay. So what we have see that there is a separate dependency like V of Z dash and I of Z dash on Z is different from the dependency of V of Z and I of Z on Z. So we can see that there is two dependency, that is V of Z and I of Z on Z, and similarly we have another one, that is I of Z dash on Z dash, okay. So these two are two different waves. So we can represent that by hyperbolic function. We can simplify the equation above by like this. How do we do that? How do we simplify the above equation? So we have to use the hyperbolic function as e raised to gamma Z dash plus e raised to minus gamma z dash, which is equal to 2 cos h gamma z dash. Okay, 2 cos h gamma z dash can be written as, and similarly e raised to gamma z dash minus e raised to gamma z dash, which is equal to 2 sin h gamma z dash. Okay, so we may write the equation 9.79 like we have equation, right? Already we have z in terms of we have written. So in that equation, by substituting this, we can return as v of z dash as v of z dash is equal to il, okay, il z l cos h gamma z dash plus z0 sin h gamma z dash. Okay, so this is one equation that is in terms of hyperbolic function. Then we have I of z dash can be written as il by z0, okay, il by z0 into zl sin h gamma z dash plus z0 cos h gamma z dash. Okay, so which can be used to find the voltage and current at any point along the transmission line in terms of IL, ZL, gamma and Z0. So voltage at any point on the transmission line can be found out using these two equations. Okay, so this can be utilized for to understand and to find the current and voltage at any point on the transmission line. Now what will be the V of Z dash by Z of I of Z dash will give rise to, so which give us to, so that is z of z dash can be written as which is v of z dash divided by I of z. It's a again the impedance value, which is equal to, if you get that equation, then you will have zl in z0 into zl cos h gamma z dash plus z0 sin h gamma z dash divided by zl sin h gamma z dash plus z0 cos h gamma z dash. Okay, z dash ആണ് z dash. Okay, so this is how z dash will be. Then again this can be reduced in terms of tan, that is z dash can be represented as z0 into zl plus z0 tan h gamma z dash divided by z0 plus zl into tan h gamma z dash. Okay, so this is a impedance corresponding. So at the source end line, at the source end of the line, so we can see that at the source end of the line, zl dash equal to L, right? And the generator looking like the lines see an input impedance of Zi. So in that input impedance is Zi. Okay, this is the input impedance. Okay, input impedance as Zi. So this is how do you see the transmission line. Okay, if you see the transmission line from the right hand side, sorry, left hand side, then you can see the Zi as the input impedance and Z dash equal to L. Okay, so in that respect we can say that Zi will be, okay, sorry, or ZL will be equal to, at Z is equal to 0, okay, and Z dash is equal to L. So this will be the case for input impedance case, okay, which is equal to Z0 ZL plus Z0 tan H gamma L divided by Z0 plus ZL tan H gamma L. Okay, so this is when if you see the source end of the line is Z dash of is equal to L, and where the impedance is Zi. So how do we see this case is that if you take Z where Z is equal to 0 and Z dash is equal to L, in that case this is the input impedance. So now if you case take a Z is equal to L and Z dash is equal to 0, in that case we have to take ZL value, right? So we have to see how do you see the how do you see the transmission line. Okay, so that's how you have to consider the input impedance and output impedance. So now if you have a case like a transmission line where Vg equal to plus and a minus we have, then ZL equal to, okay, so we have a Zg, that's the internal impedance of that one, and we have a I as the input current. Then you plot a plot like this, and your input impedance at this point will be equal to, okay, we can represent this is the input impedance. Okay, so this is a similar image of that. Okay, so this is a initial part of the image that we already have seen, so which has a positive and negative. So if you take the voltage across these two terminal, so you will have input voltage. So this is a simplified form of this equation. Okay, so here we consider Vg as this point, and this point is called where Z is equal to 0. Okay, Z is equal to 0 and Z dash will be equal to L. Z dash is equal to L. So at this point we can call this is the input impedance. So similarly, by using that we can take the Vi, the input voltage can be Zi divided by Zg plus Zi into Vg will give the input voltage, and input current will be Vg divided by Zg plus Zi. So that is a input current in that case. Okay, similarly, so if you give Z different values for Z and different values for Z dash, at that point you can find out the values for the different voltage and voltage current in that respect. So also here you can take the average power delivered by the generator to the input terminals can be average power can be identified. Average power generated can be find out, okay, by using P average. Okay, P average L equal to L equal to, by traveling that length, L will be equal to half real part Vi I star. Okay, that is equal to Z is equal to 0 and Z dash is equal to L at that point. So the average power to the load will be equal to, okay, average power at load will be equal to P average load, which is equal to half real part of, okay, VL IL star, that is Z is equal to L, then Z dash is equal to 0. So this point is called load resistance point. So we have to see half VL by IL, okay, VL by IL square into RL as this equation, which is equal to half IL square RL. Okay, sorry, this is Z done. So this is not I, this is Z. VL by ZL. Okay, VL by ZL square ആണ് not IL square. Okay, for a lossless line case namukariya endana average power generated and the average power consumed will be equal. So for a lossless line, we have power average, input will be equal to power average out to the output. Okay, so this is input, right? Okay, this is I. Okay, so as a particular special case we can say that the line is terminated with a characteristic impedance that is ZL equal to Z0 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന കേസ് ആണെങ്കിൽ we have, okay, at ZL equal to Z0, ZL equal to Z0, and that case what we can say, the input impedance is equal to the characteristic impedance. Okay, so then we can say that Z of Z dash is equal to Z0. Okay, Z of Z dash is equal to Z0, and here in that case Zi will be equal to Z0. Okay, so this will be the case for ZL equal to Z0. Okay, so the voltage and current equation reduced to, in that case the voltage and current equation will be equal to IL Z0 e raised to gamma L e raised to minus gamma Z, which is equal to VI e raised to minus gamma Z, and this is equal to I of Z will be equal to IL e raised to gamma L e raised to minus gamma Z, which is equal to II e raised to minus gamma Z. Okay, so these are the pair of voltage and current equations we are able to find, so which is representing the positive direction and there is no reflected wave. Hence when a finite transmission line is terminated with its own characteristic impedance, when a finite transmission is matched with the voltage and current distribution on the lines are exactly same as the line had been extended to infinity. So hence a finite transmission line terminated with its own characteristic impedance, the voltage and current distribution on the line are exactly same and as though the line had been extended to infinity. So it's a case of the line extended to infinity case on. So in that case we can say that, so which you will be having only positive z direction values, there will be no values corresponding to the negative direction. I think in the first time I was confused with the matched condition. I think it's a matched condition is present there, then its line similar like a infinity transmission line. If the matched condition is not satisfied, unmatched condition, there will be reflected wave. Okay, so that will be the case. So I think I have wrongly interpreted in the first time. So for matched condition there will be no reflected wave, for unmatched condition there will be reflected wave. So you just try to understand that. Okay, so we'll get back to the transmission lines as a parameter corresponding transmission line circuit elements, transmission lines as circuit elements for a finite transmission line case. We'll discuss on the next session, and also we need to discuss about the different transmission line parameter. So lines with resistive termination and different termination we need to identify, that we will discuss in the next class. So with this I'll just winding up this part of the video. So what we have understood that there is a finite transmission line. So finite transmission line means, so it's a case of where the length is defined. Okay, so we just have to